And in this episode of Brahmology, we are going to review a beautiful place for a weekend getaway where you can just disappear for the weekend with your loved one. A weekend getaway. It sounds like something from a distant past, before COVID. But this is something that we all need right now. Most of us are pressured with work, with our office or personal. And I believe it's become more ever so after COVID. So after a lot of research, my wife and I decided to go to Buena Vista. It's a 5-star luxury resort in Jaipur. It was my wife's birthday. And I thought I want to basically book a place which gives a lot of nice greenery because she loves greenery. And it's more of a nature kind of a place. And at the same time, I did not want to compromise on quality and luxury. So right now we are checking out of this place. The idea is to let you guys know our entire experience based on several factors. And towards the end of the video, I'm also going to give this a RAM score. At a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being poor and 10 being, well, awesome, I'm going to be rating this based on several parameters like convenience, the destination in itself, luxury, staff, and at the end of the day, value for money. And if you'd like to know more about Buena Vista, feel free to reach out to me. And I'll also give you a discount coupon code where you can receive a 15% discount. One of the first things I noticed when I came into this place, it is a beautiful drive from Delhi NCR where I stay. So it's basically got about 500 odd reviews with a 4.5 rating. So in my books, that's pretty good. A fun fact is Splitsvilla 19, the entire season, occurred at Buena Vista. Now, although I don't watch Splitsvilla, but it's a good to know fact that a popular show watched by a lot of a lot of people actually took place in this location, which means there should be no compromise on quality because it's MTV, right? It's Run Vijay. This was a really nice experience. We booked a villa with a private pool and a private jacuzzi and a beautiful garden. As you can see, we're sitting right there. But like in everything else in life, there are some idiosyncrasies that I want to point out. Some things that the review sites have probably not gotten out. So the first thing I want to talk about is, well, what we live with, right? Wi-Fi. We cannot live without it, and sometimes we cannot live with it. And this place pretty much sucks when it comes to Wi-Fi. It's got a 1.5 Mbps Wi-Fi connection, which keeps dropping in and out. And I had to rely on my 4G network, which is really not that great in India, to do some of my things which I would like to do on my MacBook or a few other devices like iPads. So tethering was all I could do because of there's really bad quality Wi-Fi. The other thing I want to point out is, although the rooms were sanitized, it smelled really nice when we came in. Some areas were actually not that great. There are patches of some dirt maybe, or some kind of spillage of some drinks or some food. There are some things going on there which I wasn't really that happy about. The other thing I want to point out is the location. Now, although the drive was great, but then the approach road towards Buena Vista is not that great. Now, I drive a large sedan, and this is something which, when I was cornering my car, it was very tricky because the road's very narrow, and it's actually not that great in terms of there are a lot of rocks and pebbles and stuff on the road. It's what you call as unfinished or kacha road. But then there's ample parking space at Buena Vista. That's one thing that I did not worry about. So overall, if you talk about the room in itself, the curtains, and even the switches, everything is electric. And the air conditioning is pretty good. Usually you would notice that a lot of hotels cheapen themselves out when it comes to cooling the room. They keep it at a ridiculous temperature. You cannot do anything with it, and it kind of does not really get that cool. Well, but we did not face that issue here with Buena Vista. The other thing is the overall fit and finish of the hotel in terms of the door, in terms of the beds, they're all top notch. Our jacuzzi was actually made out of granite. Can you believe it? It's actually granite. So that's a very expensive kind of a construction. And then We had a lot of beautiful time here in the garden, and every twig of every plant is carefully curated. So I really love the attention to detail. So in terms of the luxury, the way the hotel treats you when you first get in, I like to rate the overall experience as a 4 out of 5. In terms of cleanliness of your hotel room, I'm going to rate this a 3 out of 5. And in terms of the overall location of the place, I'm going to rate this 3 out of 5. The food quality is amazing. However, because of COVID and because of a lot of other factors, which are kind of temporary, as I'm told, the options are limited that what you can order. I could not get bacon strips. I could not get a lot of things that I love to eat with my morning eggs. Eggs were cooked in a specific way. I wanted eggs Benedict, but the basic eggs were cooked like omelets and half-fried eggs and stuff, a bullseye. So I would like to rate this a 3.5 out of 5. The food quality was good, but then there's not much options. The cuisines and even the palate was actually missing. So in terms of value for money, I think this hotel is a 4 out of 5. And last but not the least, in terms of the overall aesthetics of the place, the way it is maintained, the lawns and the buildings and the way it's constructed, I would actually rate this a 4.5 out of 5. Now, a RAM score. At a scale of 1 to 10, the overall experience, I'm going to rate this and that coming from me with a conservative rating, that's saying a lot. And that is the end of the video. I wanted to keep this short, really precise. But don't forget to like and subscribe the channel if you would like to stay updated with the latest videos that I keep uploading. We are also going to test the new iPhone 11 Pro and how it performs underwater. This is not going to be just one of those review channels where we talk about just technology or we talk about a particular aspect of life. Ramology is something we're going to talk about everything in life. So remember to like and subscribe to the channel.